Hello, and welcome to Chapter 3, Session 4, the final chapter, or final session, not the chapter. There might be more chapters. I don't know yet. I'm still thinking about it. But anyway, this is the final session of the Warren of Petal Grove. I'm Amber, she, her pronouns, and I'm the game master, facilitator, and host of the show. And returning, we have my wonderful January, February cast. Let's go around and remind the viewers/listeners who you are, your pronouns, and who you are playing. Let's start with Sally.
Hi, I'm Sally. My pronouns are she, her, and I am playing Percy.
Yes. Percy is on a mission now with Ray. Hi, Ray.
Hey, that's me. I am Ray. I use he, him pronouns. And I am playing Kepler, who is, has Sally Ford with Percy.
Nice.
Done. Well done.
Beautiful. And then we have Kat.
Bonjour, je m'appelle Lapine. Actually, my name is Kat, and I use she, her pronouns, but my rabbit name is Lapine.
And then last but not least, Rudy.
Hi, my name is Rudy. I use he, him pronouns. I'm playing Broomstick, aka Brutus, because I plan on stabbing Caesar with a sharpened twig.
For some reason, I thought you were going to say AKA Broomy. I don't know why, but I was like, oh, are we introducing like a really cute nickname
Too
for
cute.
Broomstick?
This is not a cute nickname.
It's too cute, yeah.
This game has turned a little, which is actually excellent, and I like it. So, all right, let's go ahead and get started and get into it, since this is our dramatic conclusion. Hopefully, I'm hoping for some huge drama. Okay, so the scene opens on a shot of the humans' expanded Warren, where they're having their wish festival. The ice cream cart is set back up, and more humans of all shapes and sizes are now setting up and opening up their stands and carts, and children have made their way to that frozen pond and are now gliding across its surface. We see a child, the one specifically that held Percy and also at one point had grasped onto Kepler, walking, holding an ice cream cone drizzled in caramel sauce, and they stop, they look down the ground, and then they bend over to pick up this battered looking flower crown, which they examine, like kind of confused like, and then they place it atop their stocking capped head, and then skip off towards an area where more children are gathering around a large throne where a very large man dressed in red is sitting. The camera then cuts to two rabbits hopping through the snow. That's Percy and Kepler, who are following their feathered friends of a friend. So the French crows of Lapine. The FFF. The French feathered friends of friends.
Ooh, forever.
Ooh.
Anyway, we don't have to do all that, but a lot of F's.
And you guys are in search of a meadow. So after hopping about like maybe 40-ish mittens, missing, kind of curving around the humans area, you are in a you're led into this clearing in a forest. So about maybe 2 or 3 rows deep into this forest, Kepler and Percy, you come into this clearing, and the French crows land down, and they say, "This is it. Beautiful, no? The trees will protect you from prying eyes, and it's quiet, and there are no humans. So our job here is done. Yes, we bye." And they fly away and leave you in this meadow that is covered in snow.
I get on my hind legs and wave goodbye to them.
See you
so cute.
maybe again in the future.
Thank you, friends. Is this an area that's familiar to us?
Actually, good question. When did you both arrive to the Warren? Like, what season? Was it this season? Like, was it in winter or fall?
I think Percy's like a recent addition.
I think probably fall for
Kepler?
Kepler. Yeah.
So then, Kepler, you actually are probably familiar with this area. It's one that you've heard that the foragers have gone to, that has like a lot of good clover, is the rumor.
Nice.
Yeah.
Kepler and Ray love clover.
Noted.
What is clover exactly? Something to do with honey or?
It's a little plant.
Oh.
Yeah, so clover is
Does
often
it
like
smell
it's.
nice?
It looks like shamrocks.
Ray loves shamrocks.
It smells normal, tastes like grass, but it has little flowers on it that bees love.
Yeah. So
And that
bees
produces like a certain taste of honey when bees forage on that.
I feel
And
like
you also like bees a lot.
I've
Yes.
known Ray a long time, and for the majority of that time, he has had a 4-leaf clover on his person at all times.
I also eat the first 4-leaf clover I find every season.
I remember
and
that
it doesn't
as well.
taste good, but it's nice to have a tradition.
Gotta ingest the luck.
It's true.
Ray doesn't want to carry
That's
the
how
luck.
it works. Is you
He
get
wants
it in
to,
you.
He wants to absorb the luck. Yeah. I respect it.
Respect.
So yeah. So oh yeah. Go ahead, Sally.
No. So I mean, okay. So I will turn to Kepler and say, well, what do you think? I mean, do you think that this area can support wider tunnels?
I think so. There's a lot of open ground. Let's take a look at the dirt, and I'll dig beneath the snow a little bit and get a feel for what kind of dirt we're working with here.
Oh yeah. When you dig down, it is actually like really. It's winter, so it's kind of tough at first, but once you break past maybe the first inch or so, I don't know what's good dirt for a rabbit. So it's good dirt for a rabbit.
Nice.
Okay.
Ooh, I declare that it's good dirt for a rabbit down here.
Okay.
It's
Well-
rich and dark and earthy and moves easy, but also
Ah.
holds its shape.
The crops will grow fine in this area. Never mind. Sorry.
Well, it sounds like we should maybe get our the engineer corps, which I'm sure is a thing at the Warren. We should have the corps come and start like mapping out, all of our, little tunnels and everything.
Yeah, I mean, as the founding member of the Corps, I think that we could get a certain amount of that done right now.
Oh, I didn't realize that you were an engineer, but it makes perfect sense. Where should we start?
Well, I think the first thing we're going to do is a general reconnaissance of the area. So let's do a couple dashes back and forth and see if we run into any friends around here.
I'm not much of a dasher, but why don't you? I'll keep a lookout here, and I'll just make sure I can keep my eyes on you at all times.
Oh yeah, we can work at a slow pace. There's
Okay.
no one making us go fast here.
Take your time. No worries. So it sounds like Percy, you're paying attention and just keeping alert.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
so-
kind of like letting Kepler be the brains of the operation, and I'm just like going to be kind of support and protection.
Okay. So I'll have you pay attention, which is rolling plus your shrewd, and then Kepler, are you just bolting around?
So yeah, I want to like go to different areas within the field and do like kind of a thumper thing on the ground to see if
Ah.
I alert anybody underground or above ground.
So, okay. All right. Smart. All right. I won't have you roll for that because you're doing this in a controlled manner and you're not like running for your life or anything.
Right.
Percy, what did you roll?
Oh, here, let me roll.
Yeah.
That is a 7 plus 0, so 7.
7. So you get to ask a question from the list. Do you have that in front of you?
Yeah. It'd be cool if I chose something just and made it really dada, like, are they telling the truth? And just have you cope with that. But I'm not going to. I'm going to ask a real question that would be useful. What here is the greatest danger to me?
So you're in an open area. I think you're paying attention, and I think what happens is when you're watching Kepler run through this meadow and is pounding on, like, making this noise, you spot this like movement in the snow that is kind of wave-like, and then you see a head pop up like behind Kepler, and it's the head of a weasel.
Okay. How do flashbacks work again? Do we have those? I
No.
can't remember.
Yeah, so I said that. So we're taking a Blades in the Dark mechanic and kind of reskinning it for the Warren, where I say if you want to do a flashback, depending on how strong it is, you'll take panic.
Okay. So can I establish that, like, I said to Kepler, like, because Percy's pretty slow and pretty lumbering, that, like, if he got far away, I would do some kind of a call to let him know that, like, there was danger. So, okay. And should I take panic?
Take one, just one.
Okay. I'm at 3, by the way, if that.
Okay. What is your max?
My max is 7.
Okay. Well then, whew,
Wow.
okay, you're fine.
So, okay. Percy's, like, not that worldly. I think doesn't know, like, that many different, like, animal calls, but is gonna try to imitate the crows that they were just hanging out with and go, caw, caw.
Bonjour.
The crows do that. Sally also doesn't know very many animals.
I mean, they're like.
You've been reading Redwall, right, Amber? Have you been reading
I'm
Redwall?
only 2 chapters in.
Because in Redwall, weasels are always bad guys. Redwall
weasel.
takes a very, like,
I don't have meta knowledge
bad
of any
take on certain animals always being evil. I don't
They're
really
also
care for
bad
it.
in Who Framed Roger Rabbit. So maybe it's
Oh,
based
yeah.
on real world rabbit weasel feuds.
I mean,
I just had to Google it so that I knew how much danger we were in, and yes, weasels do kill rabbits.
oh no.
And very viciously and violently.
Oh my goodness.
Maybe not this weasel though.
Oh.
True.
They can. I'm just saying. I Googled it, and there were a lot of YouTube videos that I didn't watch.
I don't really
Smart.
know anything about weasels, so I'm going to choose to have this be a complete gap in Kepler's knowledge as
Nice.
Oh. Okay, so you caw, and you've alerted Kepler. Yeah, Kepler. How do you respond to the caw?
Kepler turns alertly directly at Percy with the weasel directly behind him and just, like, stands up at attention, like, what's going on? Ears raised up as high as they can go. Everything okay? Are you okay? All good?
Percy's gonna go caw, and try to, like, nod in the direction of the weasel.
Kepler is very excited, thinking that Percy's finally trying to dance a little bit and, like, shake loose. So he'll also do, like, kind of that head jerk in the opposite direction and then, like, shimmy back.
And so, this is how I imagine this looks like. Basically, this weasel is now behind Kepler and is rising up. And Kepler, you kind of, like, notice, like, this shadow falling across and, like, in front of you as this weasel raises up. You slowly turn around, and it goes, "Well, hey, how do you do, fellow friends of the forest?"
Oh, it's tricky.
Oh, greetings! We were just looking for friends of the forest. Hello, I'm Kepler. This is my friend Percy. Percy, come on over.
I'll, like, slowly approach it and, like, look at this dude very appraisingly.
Oh, do you want to roll for something, or are you just near? Okay.
Yeah.
I think
Let's
I think it's pay attention, isn't it?
Yeah, that makes sense to me. Big money,
Trying to
no
find my
whammies.
weasel voice. I had one earlier today.
That is a 5 and a 3 plus 0 is 8.
So you get to ask one.
Are they telling the truth?
I mean, he hasn't really said much yet, but his demeanor is that of not so much terror as what it was looking like at first, but more of like a, "Hello, neighbor."
Okay.
So
Okay.
all right.
I mean, Percy's still, like, feeling wary, but will, like, approach and, like, greet them, and I'll introduce
Sure.
myself and stuff.
And God, I wish I can get this voice in my right, because it's pretty weaselly. Let's see if I can do it. And he goes, "Well, what brings you?" Nope, it's not working. "What brings you to this part of the woods? You don't get very many rabbits out here."
I'll look at Percy excited to see if we can tell the stranger the truth.
I think Percy is just gonna really quickly before sweet guileless Kepler can spill the beans. Percy's gonna be like, just on our daily constitutional, taking in the clover and the sun and the breeze. You know, good for the heart.
Good for the soul too. Fucking weasel, sorry. Yeah, he's like, oh well, you have to be careful out in these woods. You don't know who could be getting you little sweet buns.
Aw.
Except you're pretty big. I don't know very many people who would be interested in getting at you, although.
Can you describe the natural predators in this area?
Well, yeah, I mean, there's like a raccoon here, there.
Ooh.
Sometimes some hawks. I mean, that's just nature, woods. That's part of being out in the woods.
Mm-hmm.
Do you live around here?
Oh yeah, this is a fantastic place to live. It's got all this great clover. It's got bushes. There's some nice rocks. There's some good roots. It's just a wonderful place to be.
And is there room for other friends of the forest who, if they were looking for a place to make a home, perhaps?
And he looks at you and goes, well, of course. I mean, nobody's been out here for a while. I'm surprised you're here. Rabbits don't come out that far. I mean, I've seen you a couple of times, just come out here, get some clover and go back. I've seen you guys like carrying off some food from time to time, which is very interesting. Don't usually see rabbits taking food and moving it to another place.
It's a brand new thing that we're doing in our warren. If you're interested, I'm sure we could take you back and teach you about it.
Percy's like,
Oh my god. Like, what kind of teeth does a weasel
no.
have? Does it have sharp, not friendly teeth? Like,
It
come on,
smiles
Kepler.
and it's very sharp and so
Like, you can put
inviting.
two, and those are not leaf-eating teeth, okay? Those are flesh-eating teeth.
We're not there. We're not there, Broomstick.
All right.
Broomstick back in the warren while amidst all of the like making Mervyn like as a puppet saying great things. You guys feel like a tingle.
I feel like Kepler's intuition is failing him, as it often does with his scientific mind.
I'm better just in a room alone thinking. But I do pick up on Percy's like, no.
Yeah,
And
right.
I say, not today because it's super duper busy right now, but like soon.
Well, I mean, it sounds like you all are interested in perhaps taking up a home here, which I highly suggest. Come on over. Wow, what that voice. Come on over.
I'm gonna look at Kepler and see what his like instinct is here. If he's still looking, Kepler, are you still looking like open and vulnerable?
No, Kepler can see that like you think something is going on. He's not sure what it is because now it sounds like we can admit that we are moving. So he will try to get back to the business at hand and say, like, can you describe any ant life or mole life in these parts? Any kind of underground tunnel dwelling creatures?
Oh, yeah. So I'm going to drop it and be like, he's like, well, I don't really go like underground so much. I'm not really a tunnel digger, so I'm not really sure. But I mean, got your normal amount of ants, your normal amount of mice. But I've only ever seen a couple rabbits out here ever, but they seem to move or go back away. Nobody's actually burrowed in this area in quite some time.
That's very good to hear. Very good.
So yeah, he's like, set up shop, man. Bring your kids, bring your your precious
Oh
little
my goodness.
children. There's good schools here.
We have barbecues
Freedom.
every few weeks.
What's your name, friend?
Oh gosh, I did not give this character a name.
Oh,
let's
a weasel with no name, just like the song says.
Everyone knows you can't trust a weasel with no name.
Mm.
We'll go with Robbie.
Oh,
Can't trust any
Robbie.
Robbies
Seems like a
either.
Robbie.
Yeah.
I think I'm just gonna try to like end the interaction and
Yeah.
say, well, nice to meet you, Robbie, and thanks for telling us all about the meadow.
You're welcome. Hope to see you soon. If you need any help, I'm here. Just call me out. I'm probably one of the best neighbors you'll ever have. Wink.
Just
Does
outright
he say wink or
admitting,
does he wink?
He says wink.
I'm
He
going
says-
to
Okay.
murder you all.
Wink. And I think with that, we'll probably end that interaction, that scene. You guys now know this location, and you will make your way back to the Warren, because I believe the plan was have this information, so that way it seems like Cloud has a solution.
Hmm.
And as let's go then. So we see the two rabbits, Kepler and Percy, hop out of this meadow area, going back the way they came, and then we will cut to back in the Warren, where last we left off, I believe, was Mervyn being like, yeah, I used to come from a meadow that was. Wait, he sounds different. He was like, I came from a meadow that was beautiful and gorgeous, and if only I could remember where that was from, and I could bring all my friends.
If
right.
only. Ah.
He was we were astroturfing using Mervyn.
I don't know that term.
Oh, it's a fake grassroots movement. So you
The opposite
set
of
up,
grassroots.
Oh.
yeah. So you make it look
With
like
actors?
it's just a grassroots movement, but it's
Gotcha.
actually paid actors.
Oh,
who
grassroots
are-
astroturf.
Yeah, astroturfing.
Yeah, okay, I got it.
Hmm.
And so
Next we need to set up a false flag with that weasel. Where's the fake rabbit?
Rudy, we might not have to.
That's true.
It's very true.
All right. So what's going on with Mervyn?
Oh yeah,
Tell
so
me how I can use this tiny little hedgehog.
I mean, it is. He'll do whatever. So between the two,
I mean, what's our panic? Remember we talked about our panic mechanic? Where are we at?
So you guys, we left off. The Warren is still at 2. You were able to move through the Warren without raising too much panic.
Yeah, but now,
Now
we're trying to up the panic, I think.
Yeah, I think your ace in the hole was that stuffed rabbit. Right?
Oh right, that's
That's
right.
right, we hit
that
it.
was
We
part
hit
2
the
of the
body.
plan.
So I think right now you're trying to do like a controlled burn effect.
Yeah.
I don't.
So this wasn't part of increasing the panic, just this. But I will be like, I'm also going to throw in a bunch of what is Sundew gonna do?
Yeah. So any rabbit that's hearing, I think, at some point in your guys' little campaign tour in the in the Warren,
We hit all the places: the hat store, the cafeteria,
just
the
dropping that
library,
that story.
engineer corps headquarters.
There
We
is
hit
a
all the
library.
big spots.
Like the story corner, I think it's called.
Story. Aww.
It was pretty cute, yeah. So I think at some point, while Mervyn is at this point, he's gotten super into it. He doesn't even need your guys' prompting anymore. When you come in to set up the conversation, he just starts monologuing to himself. And I think at that point, that black rabbit Turnip shows up again and says to the two
Oh, this
of you
is the
who are saying
gossipy rabbit,
Yeah.
right?
and
Yeah.
goes-
Oh, we can use this. We can use Turnip.
Okay.
Yeah. And she comes up and goes and points to her paw at Mervyn and goes, Is this guy legit?
Oh, yes. In all of my travels, I have never met anybody who is more legit. He is, in fact, too legit to quit.
I wish he would. Look at him. He's just
Sorry. My monitors just had a big hiccup. And I
Oh.
lost stuff. Yes, I lost
Can we
it.
start from too legit to quit?
Too legit to quit.
Take it from the top
I
of
have
Too
to,
Legit
hold
to
on,
Quit.
I have to stop and restart.
You're fine.
Dude, all good.
Okay.
All good. I can do too legit to quit so many times.
Yeah, I could be like,
Cool.
is he legit?
Too legit to quit.
And then I was like, yeah, God. So she goes, I wish he would quit. Like, look at him. And he's just like, Mervyn is just really into it now, going on about where he came from. And in fact, he's embellishing now to the point where it's like,
Okay.
like, the dew tastes of sugar and the clover will restore your restore health and vigor and vitality.
I think, Lupine,
Honey runs from the rocks.
one of us should shut up Turnip. And the other one should wait, not as in murder, but just like go away. Although
okay.
murder not off
Take
the
care
table.
of.
Okay, yeah.
You take care of Mervyn. I have a plan for
Okay.
Turnip.
All right.
Okay.
So Lapine says to Turnip, "Oh yes, I know he goes on quite a bit, but if such a place really did exist, well, I just think would that not be wonderful, especially with the terrible threat of the humans up above us right now. One can only dream of a place like Mervyn describes, and tell all of their friends about how beautiful life could be if only someone would do something so that we would be in a paradise like Mervyn describes. But I do not think with our current leadership we will ever achieve something so grand as this."
I'm gonna need you to roll speak plainly, which is 2d6 plus your shrewd,
Oh, well, that's
to see how genuine and forthcoming and if this is actually sold to Turnip.
well, that is let's see, 7 plus 2. That's a 9.
Okay, all right. So Turnip kind of squints at you and says, "It sounds too good to be true, but yeah, I think it would be pretty nice. I mean, I do like living here. Humans are kind of, a problem, but I mean, I don't know how big of a problem. But yeah, I don't know. It sounds like a nice idea."
Oh, Turnip, did we not tell you? I think we did not say because we did not want to panic you too badly, but the sight of the humans. Oh,
Wait, did you guys see them?
we saw them, and worse. We tried to make friends, Turnip, but they were not interested in friendship. Oh, I cannot speak of it. I cannot speak of it.
Oh,
But
okay, fine.
You should tell all your friends. The humans up there, they're monsters. Monsters, I say.
Oh man, we
I
should
think-
show her the body and then just let her go wild.
I mean, I was gonna say, you think we should? Because she's a gossip, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, if we want to spread panic,
Hmm.
that's why I'm telling her, tell all your friends.
Yeah, maybe we hold the body for like the
We're gonna- I think,
climactic
yeah, we got-
moment.
we do. We
Maybe
gotta hold the
Maybe
body
we
until
okay,
we-
yeah.
until Cloud has the solution, until we've had the solution delivered back to us. We
Okay.
gotta hold that body in
We gotta
reserve.
somehow make it seem like Sundew is the reason for the body. Like she's working with the humans or something. I don't know. All right.
Oh my
Anyway.
God.
We don't have to prove that Sundew's working with the humans. We just have to prove that she's incompetent.
Okay.
There
Okay.
we go. Okay,
Mervyn.
That she went to Cancun during this crisis or something.
Oh. Ooh. Yeah,
That's what we
we'll
call that little island in the pond.
Oh no. Okay. So yeah, Mervyn. Is
Mervyn,
going off.
stick to the script, all right? You're going too far off book, okay? I appreciate the improvisation, but
I'm just trying to do what you guys asked me to do.
I appreciate it. You're doing a great job. I have a question. The
Mervyn
quills,
for-
the sharp quills on your back, does it hurt if I was to take one off? I'm just curious. Like, it doesn't hurt you, right? I prod one.
I don't think.
Okay,
so.
I pull one
I
out
don't
of
think
him.
so. Oh. Well, that kind of felt weird, but all right.
Okay. This is pretty sharp, right?
Oh my
Okay,
God.
I'm innovating weaponry.
Using the yes, I love it. Oh my gosh, it is. Yeah. I mean, it is sharp. It's what I use to keep from people from biting. on me.
Yeah, good job. Okay. I wave it about in a fencing manner.
Please. Yes, you're willing to innovate. So 2d6, just 2d6 plus. I think it says the relevant skill. No, it doesn't say that. Just 2d6 then. But a 7 plus with a GM, write the move. Okay.
Okay, great. I got 12.
Wow.
I'll share my screen.
Broomstick
No, you're
becomes
fine.
a
I believe you.
blacksmith.
Okay, so what is this move? Is it just stab, or like what are you going for here?
I guess improvised weaponry or
Improvise.
Well, I'm
just the thought comes to my head that I can use a pointy thing as I can point this into someone else and it would hurt them.
Yeah, it does. So I think yeah, go ahead.
do we have in our stores, do we have any sort of medicinal herbs that might make someone sleepy?
Oh.
Oh.
Sleepy root, of course.
Like
some sleepy root?
Some
Some sleepy time tea? That we could maybe
Oh,
coat a
coat?
needle
Yes.
in?
Oh my
Oh,
god.
poisoning.
Yes, sweet.
That's what I'm innovating.
Wait, poisoning?
Yeah.
Or just calming something down. Like that went from like what was in my mind. It was like, oh, you guys like draught to make someone just go to sleep. And now you're like,
Your version.
Poison to make somebody go to sleep. Just so maybe Sundu's. I mean, if we can't, that's one guaranteed way to get her out of the way.
It's
is if
always
she's
good
asleep.
to have a plan B, C, and D, all right? So
Right. I'm just saying.
Okay.
I'm not saying. I'm just saying.
is it
okay,
just the
okay.
pointy end that's sharp, or is the whole bit like we're bunny rabbits?
It's just
so
the point.
It's just the pointy. All right. So
end.
I just created a
Yeah.
rapier. Cool.
Yes, improvised weapon, and you'll have to roll plus your swift or strength in order to do that.
Heck yeah.
To use it.
It's versatile.
The answer to
It's a finesse weapon. I like it.
Yes. The answer to the is there poison or something to make people sleep? There is a type of grass called sweetgrass that basically it's like the rabbit's equivalent of getting high. Like it's just really delicious and it's really calming, and usually when you eat it, it makes people sleepy. But I don't know if you can concentrate it because rabbit, they're not gonna keep straight up poison in the warren.
No.
There's little bunnies that hop around.
Well,
these
what
walls.
about a scientifically minded bunny? Maybe he has some in his
You guys
room.
Go
Flashback?
try and visit
Kepler?
Kepler,
I was thinking
Does
Kepler. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Have you used Panic, Ray? Have you? I've thrown in some Panic. So
I only have used one panic so far.
how big a flashback would it be to be like Kepler keeps a whole bunch of different like things in his room that are
I think I mean, because it's in character, I think 2 panic at most, maybe 3.
Ray, is
depending
that-
on...
Let's hold off on this.
all right. I have my weapon.
You've got your weapon. I've put out the idea of poison. We can implement it if we need it.
Nice.
Right now, we would like to keep this a bloodless coup.
Yes.
That's the plan, right?
Agreed.
Okay.
That's
okay.
the plan.
So Turnip is off gossiping.
Yes.
The-
And Mervin is still will do what you said. Now you have your weapon. I think at this point in time, we will get the group back together. The gang's all back together. So, but before Percy and Kepler, you get back down into the Warren, you look off to where the human settlement is. And it's winter, and so it's darker out now. Like it's like 4 o'clock in the afternoon, but it's sun starting to set already. And you can see like this orange kind of glow coming from that area now.
Here.
Would you say, Ray?
It's
Yeah.
fire.
Oh, fire.
Fire. It's on fire. And then you can hop back and you guys can all get together now.
Look at this, I say, brandishing my hedgehog quill about haphazardly. Watch
Is that
this!
the-
I stab the wall, and it goes in with a shink, and then I pull it out with another shink.
What? Oh boy.
It's much more effective.
What's been happening here, Broomstick?
So the plan is working. I think the Warren is hearing about this magical land. Well, from our perspective, I don't know how magical the land is. You all have to tell me. He even went and said that it has healing properties. So,
He has gone a bit overboard, but
yeah,
it will just help to sell it.
yeah, that's the most important thing. So the seeds have been planted, friends. Tell me, how will we make this plant grow?
I gotta go accept the delivery.
Sleepy
I'll be right
root
back.
plant that it is. Do you want to stop and wait for her to come back, or
Mm,
timestamp?
oh.
Okay, so so tell me about what you found and what possible friends you found there. I'm sure.
Can we, Ray, do you want to say that like at the exact same time, like we speak at the exact same time and I say we met
We
a very specific
brand new
weasel
friend and
and
great
you-
new neighbor.
Yeah.
and then I look confused. Oh, we should have talked about this on the way back. You were acting a little bit weird out there. Was that on purpose?
Well, I mean, in Mitten Hill, what we always said about weasels is those are carnivore teeth. Those teeth aren't for flowers. And this weasel, Robbie, I don't know. I just don't trust him. I just got a bad vibe off him. And I just keep thinking about what old what Percy Sr. says about weasels and their teeth. It's just, I'm nervous. I feel like before we send the engineering corps out there, we should have our Warren guard corps go and do some
The guard corps.
some more scouting, perhaps some like
Oh, you mean that corps that I
defense.
founded, the guard corps? That's right.
the guard corps that you founded. Yeah.
Now we have
and
weapons. I can equip the guard corps.
I feel like we need someone who's more seasoned at like assessing a threat to really determine if it's a safe place for us.
Oh, darn. I mean, what like what is murder in this culture? Like how does it happen I just think of like this is so
Does
dark.
Broomstick
but, like,
ask that to us?
no, like in the 1800s, people died all the time to the point where it was like, oh yeah, well, someone else died. Not to say it's like a nonchalant thing, but like, is that bunnies die all the time? People die all the time. I don't know.
Yes, no, in the like bunnies are known for being like constantly like missing. Like you guys have been here long enough that usually there is, well, not so much now, maybe Kepler, who's been here since like fall, has heard like the end of the week meeting where they list out who is missing and who has
Sure,
died, and
yeah.
it's usually a 5+ list.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
And so they are very aware of their role in nature, especially Sundew. Like she's like, this is the cycle, this is how we are, right? As for bunnies fighting, yeah, I mean there's competitions, and that's something I was going to ask you guys later on, is like there's competitions and stuff that happens, and there's fights and things, and how do things get resolved and that kind of
Sure.
stuff. But yeah, I don't think it would be unheard of that there is murder that happens in this society.
Okay, so this weasel, known foe of rabbits, is being very sneaky and very creepy. I don't think I have an issue running him through with my newfound weapons. Like, right? Like, I don't know. I don't want to be weird all over the table. I don't want to murder hobo everything. But
yeah, I would say, I as the GM am okay. Sally, Ray, and when Kat gets back, we can ask. But it's nature.
yeah.
You're defending your rabbit stuff.
The best
Rabbit
defense
versus weasel,
is
it's
a
the oldest story
offense.
ever told.
Yeah, oldest. Yeah, a rivalry as old as time. Yeah.
Yeah, it's when you think about like a nature documentary, it's like it's got to happen.
Yeah.
A animal wants to live in a place, so they got to take out the old Robbie the weasel.
All right.
I heard everything.
I turned.
Okay, good. Okay, good.
I turned to Mervin and I said, "I'm gonna need some more rapiers." And I start.
How
close.
many are you gonna take?
How many? How do porcupines work? Do they shed them or something? Shed their quills?
They grow back because of, especially with porcupines, at least it like they get hit. I don't know how hedgehogs work.
I don't think hedgehogs.
He's a hedgehog.
Because hedgehogs have the
porcupine.
like sort of short spikies.
Yeah, and I think that's part of like.
Oh, it's even more like a dagger. Nice. Really
Nice.
Okay. Yeah, I thought it was like a quill, like a porcupines, but I guess not.
No, yeah.
I mean, you pull them out. For every quill, I require X number of berries.
Okay, I respect it. Okay.
What will Mervyn do for the food that the rabbits? I mean, he'll give these up for whatever you give him.
He'll give his body for this food.
I'll grow them back. It's just calories to make for producing more quills.
What a way to look at life. Okay, so
was the conclusion that was reached while I was gone that we're murdering the weasel?
I think so, right? He's a bad guy.
I want to. I mean, like, Percy is like open to hearing that that's what we should do, but Percy's like not convinced. Like, I think Percy truly doesn't know if the weasel is a threat, and if he is, like, can he be like dealt with in another way? But Percy can also be convinced, like, we gotta ice this weasel.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't there. I don't know. It was.
So I will say this for Robbie: if you were a weasel and your intention was actually good and you just wanted new neighbors because it was lonely to live in a meadow without many other creatures around, he would behave exactly like that. So there's a chance that he's just a weasel looking for friends.
But maybe he's like really sly and he's like, oh, if there are 2 rabbits, then there are probably 20 rabbits, and maybe they'll bring back those rabbits if I'm nice to them.
Yeah, for sure. That would also inspire the same behavior. So could go either way.
I mean, I don't even think that. Like, what is a general thought on weasels? Are they scary predators, like, among rabbits? Do people hear weasel and run and hide in their little houses, or?
I mean,
Okay,
Percy.
yeah.
I made Percy decide to definitely be like,
Cautious,
freaked
immediate-
out.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I don't think bringing people to the promised land would work if then there's a weasel hanging out, like, setting up the barbecue, like I said before. So.
Well, maybe we
Give me
don't
roasted
need
carrots.
to. Maybe we don't need to overtly kill the weasel. We could lead the weasel away, or
And then
lead the weasel to
covertly
the
murder him.
humans.
Oh, ooh! Lead
Wait,
him to
and
the
what?
humans.
What did you say, Kat?
Lead him to the
Lead-
humans.
lead the weasel to the humans.
Wow. Okay. Somehow more
the
disturbing.
enemy of
but...
my enemy is my friend.
Wait.
Who are we cheering for?
Nicer. We pit them against each other and then run away.
That's fair.
As the GM, I love this.
Okay. What?
Yes.
Sorry. No. My headphones just disconnected.
I guess we
Oh,
could.
oops.
I don't know how to trick the weasel into going over to see the humans, you know? That's the thing.
Oh, the weasel was really excited when I offered to show him our food storage.
Oh. So we could say we're bringing him there and then hamstring him and let the let nature take its course. As
Totally natural.
I'm sure the dog or whatever runs over and
Right, we have a dog at our disposal. I like this.
they made
I like
hats in the other games. Remember? That was the thing they did in the other sessions.
And right now, a child tyrant is wearing one.
A child tyrant.
Is this what you guys want to commit to? I love it.
I think it's a good plan. And we've got a weapon in case the weasel turns on us.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
We can fight back. We can lead the
Okay.
weasel to the humans.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So are we all going back to the weasel? Are we splitting up again?
I think we should all work together to take care of the
Yeah, let's-
weasel, right? And then
let's stick
from
together.
there,
Yeah.
we should probably check in with Cloud too. See, remember we asked Cloud to kind of mobilize her forces, or kind of like how many people
Yeah.
do you have on your side if a move is made?
So
Put out some feelers.
we can do some quick, just like
Yeah, we
upkeep
don't have to.
real quick.
Yeah.
So no real role play. So basically, Cloud at this time has been going around and saying, I found this place. It's something really good. The humans are scary. The special task force has told me that they are concerned about what is going on, humans' behaviors, and they pose a threat. And these are rabbits that are already like on her side.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to say there's probably about 100 rabbits in this warren now. It's a pretty big warren, and that's because of the storing food and not as many rabbits going out and the overpopulation. So I'm gonna say about 30 rabbits are like on sundews. Like this is our home, this is our ancestral place. There are 30 that are on like clouds. Yeah, I would agree. The humans are a threat. This is scary. And then I'm gonna say there's like about 30 who are kind of like waffling, don't know what to do, and then like a dozen or so that are like too young to care.
Sure.
Right.
So she's been mobilizing and kind of like getting all of her people together, and we can do. I have an idea for a scene with Sundew and Cloud, but we can do that either before or after you guys take care of Robbie.
Take care of.
Yeah.
Take care of Robbie.
I
We're
think
going
we
to
have
take
to
care of Robbie.
deal with Robbie first.
Okay.
Right? Yeah.
Well, I would like to have as much information as possible before we go into the end of this.
That's a good point.
Okay.
Okay. Do you guys see the Robbie situation kind of being like near the client? We'll figure it out. We'll go when the scene that I had in mind with Sundew and Cloud is basically at some point, Turnip has been spreading rumors, and yeah, and you guys haven't even overheard, the humans are coming. Like they are bringing violence and harm to us, and it's getting bigger. Like Mervin's story is like, how rumors work. But at some point, Sundew enters into an area where all this gossiping is happening, and is trying to like calm people down. Like, no, like we can't be like, we calm down. Like, this is not a problem. We're fine. In the long history of our tunnels, humans have never bothered us. The Warren has been ours for generations. It's our ancestral home. This talk of leaving is ridiculous. Why would we want to abandon our history or our legacy? And her like rabbits are like agreeing. The dangers and struggles we've been facing have only started once Cloud showed up.
Oh, she's turning it.
If we hadn't begun to store food, we wouldn't have had such a huge population boom. Foraging is part of the natural order and balance. We go out, we give back to the land and to others. It's our cycle, and we have disrupted it with this whole new system of things. And I think this is when Cloud gets involved, and she shows up, and she's like, so basically all these rabbits are gathering.
Oh, man.
So she's like, no, times change. The world is changing, and so we should be changing as well. We have the same right to explore and live and learn like our predators do? We should be able to live out our lives fully, or at least have the option to do so. Like, look, yes, there was a significant drop in the rate of deaths once we started storing food, and yeah, that means that more rabbits could stay alive, and that means we should just change the way we're living. Just because there's more rabbits doesn't mean, oh, keep dying, keep feeding us to hawks and stuff. That doesn't make sense. We should just change how we live. And I have a proposal. Why don't we move away someplace from the humans, from this threat, start over, perhaps someplace that doesn't have collapsing tunnels, a place that we can grow and expand, maybe bring a change, that rabbitdom sorely needs. There's a much bigger world out there, and we should rise to meet it, right? And
cheering very loudly. I'm waiting for the opportunity when Sundew says the humans aren't a threat, or like that's the moment that the body of the rabbit comes out, right?
Okay, yeah. I think if you guys want to do that. So I think at some point, she goes, there's some back and forth, and she's like, humans that aren't the problem. The humans aren't a problem. They will go away. They've never bothered us before. There's no reason why they should be threatening us now. They go and do their thing, and then they leave. They'll leave. I'm sure of it. Like, we even know she heard through rumors that the structures aren't secured, you know, from somebody in the town. So if that's when you want to drop it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, just
Okay.
oh really, Sundew? The humans are no threat to any of us. Is this what you are saying? I say, and I look at her.
And she's like, yes. Has anyone been hurt by
Has
humans?
anyone been hurt by humans? Well, nowhere in here, certainly.
But
Because
theoretically speaking, if someone was hurt badly enough by the humans, they wouldn't be able to respond.
they wouldn't be able to respond at all, no, because the humans, my friends, my fellow rabbits, don't just hurt rabbits. No. No. They commit an atrocity the likes of you've never seen. They not only kill rabbits, they keep their corpses as pets.
Thump, 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 thump.
And then and like Lapine takes the body, unfolds the little scarf that it's wrapped in very solemnly.
Behold, this is your future if you remain here. This is what we will all become. A plaything for the child tyrants that live outside of our warren. Don't look away! Don't look away! And I point directly at Sundew.
There are shrieks and crying and just this uproar. Like, this whole room is just, you can feel like the tension in the air. And I don't think Sundew has a response. She can't. Like, she's like looking at it and is aghast and is just horrified. And I think Cloud goes, evidence, proof that we need to leave, we need to change. All who are going with me to this wonderful, like, we found the meadow, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you guys told her at some point.
Yeah.
We have found a new location that we can call home, that is safe, that is far from the humans. In fact, has wonderful friends for us to make.
Looking at the ground,
Rabbit
looking at the
lovers,
ground, looking
so
at the
to
ground.
Yeah, they do love rabbits.
In fact, yeah, she says, in fact, even it's the place that we've been foraging from over this fall, like some of the foragers have. And so she goes, all with me in favor for leaving the warren? And then we hear, I want to say, how many did they convert?
Can we say we vote by putting our
Oh.
floppy ears in the air?
Oh, that'd be cute.
You have to count everybody twice, though.
I was gonna say, like, how I was gonna ask you guys, is this how you think the Warren would handle these kinds of things, by voting?
I think
think
so. I
so.
think this is like
Yeah.
a major kind of thing.
Sure.
Right.
Yeah.
I like the ear up. That's cute. So ear up, and then I want to say converted probably a good I said 30 was undecided.
Mm-hmm.
Oh gosh, should I make you guys? No, that panic was terrible. That was pretty dramatic. I think you've swayed the undecided.
Nice.
So
Did we
you have
sway
6
any Sundew supporters?
Oh.
Ooh. Let's do a roll.
Yeah. What was our tagline too? Cloud knows the way. Was that what we were gonna yell?
think
Oh yeah, Cloud knows the way.
Cloud knows the way.
Way. Cloud knows
So I
the way.
rolled a 9, and I'm gonna say for each success is like 3 rabbits.
Oh.
So 7, 8. So 7, 8, 9. So
27?
six rabbits came from Cloud side
It's
or
not nothing.
Sundew side.
All right.
Do I do my math right?
I didn't really understand your math the way you
Good.
Your
presented
math
it. So
is your own. That's the GM's. They're all. That's your special power.
I did the math wrong. It should have been 9 total.
okay.
Hey, I'll take that. Better than
Yeah.
a sharp stick in the eye.
Sure.
Basically, I rolled a success, and for each, so success.
Oh,
is
each
3,
after all on
8,
top.
9.
I
Yeah,
understand.
so 3, 6, 9. Got
Gotcha.
it. There's my math. There's some logic there. I just did it poorly and didn't
numbers,
explain
numbers.
anything. So, I can understand your confusion. So I think
Cool.
9 of...
Oh,
so you
man.
have total...
We have quite the majority now.
69. Wow.
Nice.
Yep,
Nice.
that's how many rabbits you got. And then that doesn't leave very many behind. Okay, yeah.
Well,
So with that, everyone's like, Cloud, 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 take us away, Cloud, save us, Cloud.
All right.
Where to, Cloud? Are we moving now,
Oop,
Cloud?
I mean, this can't happen overnight, right? There's stuff to pack up. Okay, cool. And that gives us
Yeah.
plenty of time to deal with Robbie before.
Okay. So.
Oh, feels
scene-wise
good.
now.
Feels good, everyone. Overthrew the old leader, installed a new leader who we have huge.
Yeah, what does
influence
Cloud do
over.
after the vote? I mean, not
Oh.
Cloud. Sun do.
Oh yeah.
yeah. What does the deposed rabbit do?
Now she makes her deal with the humans.
Now that's
Cut off
smart.
the northern entrance.
No, I think it's like a rabbit walk of shame. Like if she had more on her side, she probably would say, get out or whatever. But I think this is such a drastic, and she's so horrified by what she saw. I think she and her posse kind of ears down, walk out of the room. She looks back and shakes her head, and then they walk off into another part of the.
Now I
the
feel
world.
bad. I made the bunny sad. I don't like sad
Yeah.
bunnies.
That's fine.
Bad
Listen.
bunny.
They need to be sad. It's the price of progress.
You can't make an
Sad is-
omelet without breaking a few eggs.
I mean, we didn't kill them
Exactly.
either, so.
I was gonna say, sad is better than dead.
I would.
Sad is better
Say
than
that.
taken for a pet by the human tyrant children.
That's true.
Yep. Okay, so I think maybe there's a scene where you guys probably are with Cloud and
What does
Yes.
Cloud advise regarding Robbie the Weasel?
Yeah, what is Cloud's
Does
thought?
Cloud
Cloud is-
give the order to take, what did we say? Take care of him, right?
Take care of Robbie.
Well, okay.
Cloud is supposedly our leader, though we have been doing the
We're
majority.
Shadow.
kingmakers. Yeah, I'd
Yeah,
feel a
we're-
lot better if someone else
It's a
gave the
puppet
order to commit
regime.
murder also.
Right.
Yeah. So I think there's a scene where you guys, after the celebrations calm down, you're laying out the situation, right? There's this weasel there, and Cloud response is, I agree with Percy's hesitations. I feel that natural inclination. Well, something feels off about that situation because weasels will eat rabbits. Weasels will hurt us. But maybe there's a way we can make a deal with him, perhaps. I don't know what exactly. I could.
I mean, do weasels eat fruit and stuff? I know nothing about weasels, clearly.
Yeah.
Do they only scavenge, or will they eat do we
What
eat
do weasels
bugs?
eat?
I don't think so, right? We just
Are they
eat
carnivores?
leaves. Do
Do
rabbits eat
weasels
bugs?
Tip
I
tap
think
tip
they
tap.
just eat vegetation, right?
If there's a
Oh.
gnat crawling around in my leaf salad, will I just be like, all right, I'll jump in
So
on
weasels eat mice, rats, voles, squirrels, chipmunks, shrews. I said moles. I said voles and moles and rabbits. Sometimes they will eat birds, bird eggs, snakes,
Jesus.
frogs, and insects.
that. Okay, I want to kill
Why they
this
call them
guy.
weasels?
Yeah, I am now knowing more than I know. I have my qualms about killing Robbie have been lessened. He sounds mean.
So Cloud will go, if there's a way to move the weasel, that'd be great. If there's a way to deal with the weasel, that would also be option. But I'm not opposed to his non-existence.
Also, rabbits don't eat bugs. So.
Also, a weasel killed my dad.
Oh!
Dark backstory.
So
Alright,
it's,
I
it's
mean-
really up to you guys. What she's like, you've done so much for me already,
Well.
and I feel like you had the read. Percy and Kep. Well, Percy mostly had the best probably read on this weasel situation.
We don't know that yet.
I know. I'm trying to get over my biases, but it's kind of hard when a weasel's killed your father.
Sure.
It's terrible. I don't mean to internalize these things. I mean, there is potential, but
Birds. Dang, weasels eat birds too? That's crazy. Alright, I do like the idea of tricking him into being trapped by humans or whatever.
tricking him into humans.
I think that's
think
fun.
we need to make a stop at the human settlement before we go.
Why?
There is a friend there that we should pick up if we are going to go face off against a weasel. Someone bigger and inclined to chase down small creatures.
What was the dog's name again? I forgot. It's been a while.
Piper?
Piper, yeah. Sure. Can we bring Piper food or like a present?
I suppose. I mean, dogs will eat anything.
That's true. The bugs that we don't eat? No, maybe.
Will Piper come with us though? I feel like human dogs know to stay close to their
That's true.
humans.
Stay close to humans.
But if you've ever gotten a dog that loves to chase things, just like into a chase,
Yeah, maybe
That's
that's,
true.
why we
Fair.
we were able to not get chased. Is because when the dog came to us, we just stood still, like the heroes that we were, statuesque heroes that we are.
I don't know
and
if
I
you guys
did
remember-
lure it into chasing me into that cart and
That's
knocking
true.
over
That's
the
true.
cart. So
Yeah, I don't know if you guys
established
remember
Piper loves to
my-
chase.
I don't know if you guys remember my face or if you saw it whenever you guys did not run. I was like, oh, I cannot make this dog chase.
Okay,
Dog.
cool.
Right.
So why don't we do that? Kepler will get Piper farther away from the humans, as far as we can, that he feels comfortable. And then we'll have Kepler and someone else, just so Kepler's not alone, bring the weasel towards Piper. Robbie will see Piper, freak out, run away. Piper will chase him down and do what dogs do to weasels, if you catch my drift. And
We're really ruining multiple lives here.
hey, dog's gonna be a dog, all right?
Yeah, Piper's gonna be thrilled with this.
That's true. Happy birthday, Piper.
Hey, my wish came true.
And maybe we ask Piper to get one of those stuffed animals to bring more clothes for the peen too. That's pretty exciting.
Oh
Wow,
yeah,
this is what
I would
uh-huh.
love that. Okay, so I would volunteer to go on the Robbie team because then I can get my crow friends as backup as well.
Sure. Was Robbie scared of Percy because Percy was so big? Like I don't know why Robbie just didn't like jump you
I
too.
sort of got that vibe.
Yeah. So maybe
Wait, you got the vibe that Robbie was scared of Percy?
Mhm.
Oh yeah, I guess he did comment on my unusual size. size. I'm an ROUS, a rabbit of unusual size.
Well, maybe then it should be Percy and I go get Robbie and
Oh, sure.
Kepler and Broomstick, who have experience with the humans. It's best that they're the ones who go to the human settlement.
Nice.
That's
I'll buy
true.
that.
All right.
Hands in.
Hands in. I give everyone a Mervin sword too. Mervin dagger.
Everyone has this little sword now stuck to them.
All right. Once all of our hands are warm, we can get going.
Yeah.
Okay, so who do we let's do Robbie first, I think. And then we can do a scene where we have the setup of the human stuff and then we can make it happen.
Sure.
Okay. So yeah, Percy and Lapine are going off into the area. You can find it again. Do you call for like when you get to the meadow? He's not there. So yeah, what do you guys do? I should say.
Well, before we left, I wanted to
okay.
get my crow friends who have decided their names are Pierre and Jacques. Pierre and Jacques, to just like follow from above,
Sure.
and them being the Machiavellian trouble lovers that they are, they're just happy to be
Oh yeah,
included.
definitely.
So I want to. Would they see Robbie anywhere from the air?
If you tell them
Smart.
specifically, if Percy is and you tell them that's what they're doing, I think they'll fly ahead to the area. Anything for you, Lapine?
A cigarette.
You said a cigarette, but that works. Whatever. And now they have a beret and like little things on my head, like a striped.
Oh yeah, one of them has a little like piebald,
a boat neck.
you know. Yeah.
Oh, anything for you, Lapine. And so they'll fly off, and you guys will get there. And I think now that you're using your crow friends, you'll hear them cawing and like flap wings, and they're laughing. And in the middle of the meadow, you see Robbie's kind of like ducking and diving. It's like, what in the world? What are you doing? Get away! Get away! What? And he's like diving into the snow and trying to like shoo away the crows. Yep.
Well, do we want to just? Should we charge in, Percy? What do you think?
What's our plan? I mean, I guess we could charge in, or we could try to like lead him. That might not
That's true.
work.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe.
You can.
Well,
you
maybe
can...
the crows can herd him, and we can say, "Oh, this way to get away from the crows."
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. I think I think that's what our plan is that we're using the crows to harass him out of the meadow.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's so weird because it's like narratively, I don't think there's anything for you to roll with your crows, because I think they'll just, if this is the plan you gave them, like,
I'm making use of that
They're
one
good
character
friends,
move
so I gotta
got.
say.
I mean,
They are bored.
yeah. Who knows what they were doing back in Perry?
We got up to some stuff in
blood
Indistant
bonds
Fleet.
going
Oh,
on
my.
here. So yeah, so I think they'll herd him out like towards you guys, like out of the meadow, like flushing him out. So eventually he comes running out going, oh my, and he'll see, he goes, these birds, these crows, they're gonna get us, you better run.
Oh, this way, friend.
We'll
get
help
away
you.
from the crows.
Oh yeah, you're the big guy from earlier.
Nice to see you again, friend.
God, what is wrong with these crows? Let's get out of here. He starts running.
All right, we're gonna
Okay.
lead him. That's
I think that's
the hand motion for
cool.
lead.
And then we'll go to Broomstick and Kepler.
Yes.
You come out of the northern tunnel where that had collapsed, and they're able to see this humans' settlement. It's changed since you guys last saw it. There is Kepler, there's fire on each one of those like posts around the lake. There's like all these little fire things. There's this big fire over there to the right, and then like as you guys are seeing like people sliding and gliding across this ice pond, they're holding these little sticks that are like sparking with fire.
Magic, I say. It's magic.
The children are armed. We need to be careful.
Yes, the children are armed. Do I see the fat man in red? He's their leader.
Not from this vantage point.
The sacrifices are made to him. Remember what Piper said.
Look, all we have to do is stay on the outside and find Piper.
Agreed. Where would I be if I was a dog? Inside. Wait, no. Looking for food. Oh yeah, let's go to. Is there like a food cart set up, or we know there's the
Yeah.
ice cream cart, but is there like hot food too?
If you sniff around,
What do they eat here? What is the food?
Oh, good question. So yeah, I want to first off, I want to know how you are traversing through this.
So
Like, are you
we're on the
hopping-
outskirts of woods too, right? There's
Yeah.
forests, so I think stealth is the way, right, my friend Kepler?
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, let's roll a stealth. I think it's sneak. When
Sneak.
you
That
take pains
is-
to avoid notice, roll
swift.
plus shrewd. It's roll plus shrewd.
feel like
Yeah,
shrewd has been
gotta
the
be
one
smart
thing.
to sneak around these
The
parts.
one thing I've rolled has been shrewd. I got a 5.
Oh,
I got an
Okay.
8.
okay. So on an 8, Kepler, you can pick behind cover, silent, downwind, or no tracks.
Behind cover.
Okay.
I want to be smelled.
Oh yeah.
For broomstick. Rudy, how is broomstick moving in a way that somebody will like spot him?
I'm
Like, I'll give you-
green. I am a green rabbit.
Just a reminder to the table.
I stand out against this beautiful white snow.
Right. So I think what happens is Kepler goes off and is doing a really great job of like jumping behind like a barrel or a piece of like discarded garbage or whatever. I don't think Broomstick's able to do that very well, and so for whatever reason, maybe you keep getting distracted by the magic.
I'm
you know?
winded.
And at some point, I think kids, like a kid with like the sparkly, like the kid with the, let's do the kid with the crown, holding a sparkler now, looks down at this at you and goes, ooh, ooh, and it's gonna go and touch you. What do you do?
I freeze because I'm scared.
Oh, so you have to resist. Let's roll roll your resist panic, which is as 2d6 plus steady.
Steady. I rolled a 7.
Sorry. Okay, so you manage to keep it together, but you take +1 panic,
Okay.
but you are frozen here. Kepler, if you look back, you see the scene is unfolding before you.
I say,
Yes.
stick to the plan. I'm so scared.
Oh jeez.
Man.
I will dash past both of them, revealing myself, but try to get far away before using Gilded Cage.
Okay, so you're making a run for it. Roll plus Swift.
Okay. Four. Is that good?
Damn, Lear.
Oh,
This side of the group is totally bombing it.
You run. Yeah, on a 7 and 9, I would let you choose, but since you rolled a 4, I'm gonna do what I think happens. I think you run right into Broomstick, like you just barrel right into.
This is not the plan that I said to stick to.
Outstanding.
But then it startles. I think that startles the child though, because all of a sudden there's another rabbit, and like they step back and they're having like flashbacks to like Percy.
Big buddy.
Like in this child's mind, like we do a zoom in, it's like, wait, are these rabbits wrong? Mom and dad said don't touch rabbit. These rabbits are wrong. And so it steps back. And in that moment, you have an opportunity.
Yes. Okay. Now I will run.
Same.
Okay. And so I think we'll have you run around, and at some point you do find Piper. I think he's probably at a
Hot dog
hot
truck.
dog. Yeah, hot dog truck. Just like outside drooling.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's there.
Oh, Piper. Maybe we brought like a treat for dogs that we. What is the food that rabbits eat that dogs will also eat? Not grapes. Grapes are poisonous to
grapes.
dogs.
There's...
The last of the marmalade.
Oh yeah, that's a great idea.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Perfect. Yep. From,
Take out
The jar.
from
Yeah.
from Mervin's origin story.
Oh yeah, where's he? He's back at home.
Coming 2022, Mervin Origins.
I say we stay
original
in the
one.
woods here and yell out to Piper.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. So yeah, he will you like stick your little paw up with maybe like the caramel or something, and he smells it and he's like wagging his like that full body wag, and we'll follow you out. And I think that's when we'll see the two groups are now aligning. So off the distance, Broomstick Kepler, you can see these crows kind of like dive bombing at the ground and flying back up. Yeah, I don't know what to do here other than I think this is actually pretty successful. Like, I'll let you guys describe how you see it happening, how it plays out.
So do you two keep leading him forward, or do you like stop and tell him that way, just get away? Or how's it working here?
Well, I feel like okay. So we've got a lot of moving pieces here.
Yes, there is. Just I'm like,
Literally.
I don't know what your outcome to be.
So, fine. I'm getting excited about plans coming together.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So the way I'm seeing this, and you guys cut in if I'm just taking over here, but I'm seeing this as like Lapine and Percy are leading Robbie, and then see the dog and just sort of like dive into cover. So then right when they know that the dog has a weasel in its sights, they get out of the way and then signal to the crows to, go off and do their own thing.
Yeah, I'd imagine we kind of rolled the jar forward a little bit, so Piper kind of padded over to it and was focused on like licking, but he can still see through it.
Rudy, the analogy I'm imagining on our side of this is we're like the manager and the assistant in a boxing match.
Yeah.
Like a corner struggle, and we're like, Piper, we heard about this creature around here so fast you'll never be able to get him. I don't think you'll be able to get him, but like
sure, yeah, he's in this area. We're just we're riling him up, turning that dog's key.
Okay, perfect. So I think this is actually a good place to end this, and so I think and I will play out what this looks like for you, for all four of you. So yeah, Robbie is making his way in. Piper sees the weasel. I think the weasel doesn't notice Piper quite yet, and like runs past Piper, and then Piper goes right, because he's like noses in the jar, and he'll look at Piper. The weasel has run into like the Wish Festival area. And then Piper takes off and is chasing. And so I had this planned, the Wish Festival, and I think this is actually really fun, where like you hear all this like commotion as like everyone's like these human gasps was like, oh, and then you hear like, no, Piper, no, that kind of stuff. And things are kind of crashing over as it's like very like Beethoven, where it's just like this happy golden retriever dog is just like pushing through things. And the last shot we like see is like there's a man setting up like fireworks. And like that is when like Piper blows through there, and then he accidentally lights it, and then like these fireworks go off and start blowing up around all of the humans' Wish Festival. While the four of you are sitting on the outskirts of it, hearing these explosions and seeing this beautiful light display up in the sky. And that's how I think it ends.
I think to myself, I finally learned magic of my own as I see the fireworks going off. Blackmail. Or no, bribery, I guess.
And one of the things I like to do for like an end of chapter is to kind of go around and each person kind of describes a scene or vignette of something about the Warren and like things that happen. I kind of picture it kind of like the end titles of an anime or something, or like a movie where they get like little pictures of what people are doing. So if you'd like, if somebody has an idea of like their character or something about the Warren, I can
I've got one.
Okay, go ahead.
I got one. So Lapine returns to her family. Her in the Warren, her mother, her brother, her sister, her sister, her sister, her brother, her sister, her brother. And she's helping them get packed, and her mother's going, "Oh, breadcrumb dearest, you don't put that, make sure you wrap that up tight." And she says, "Mama, it is Lapine now. Don't call me that name." "Oh, honey, stop talking like that. You sound like one of those people in that distant Paris you're always going on about." And she says, "Mama, soon we will be in a distant place and we can be new and fascinating rabbits. We are moving into the future." And continuing this argument as they are packing up their little Warren section, all of the little things, all of the souvenirs that Lepine brought back from Paris. And above the Warren, Jacques and Pierre, the crows, they take off, heading back to take news of this adventure back to all of the animals in distant Paris, where they will spread the news of these courageous rabbits, and they will write songs about them and sing them in the streets.
Beautiful. I love it. I forgot you were originally from the Warren.
I'm just a exchange student who got way too into being in France.
Okay. I think that I begin manufacturing quill daggers or quill swords as a thing. And for a brief but intense period, dueling becomes really popular, and a bunch of rabbits end up killing each other until it is outlawed by Cloud. And I'm blamed for a lot of that, understandably so. But my hat collection, none can match.
Is on point, would you say?
Exactly. The exchange rate for quill swords to hat early on was pretty good for me.
Oh, sure.
So I have quite a number of hats, which I guess is the most valuable thing in the Warren. Or what did we say? Eggcorns, whatever currency is. I have a lot of.
I don't remember what it was. I think it was acorns.
Yeah. So I'm rich
We're
with
rabbits.
acorns
We have a shaky
and
grasp
hats.
of capitalism.
Yes. But I have exploited that shaky grasp to an unethical degree, one might say. So I am a bad guy. I was all the whole time. We all know it.
Baddies this whole
Heel
time.
turn. Can I go? Do you mind, Ray?
Not at all. Not at all.
So I think Percy is still not sure if he read Robbie right and did the right thing. And he's not tortured and melancholy. He's just sort of feels really confused and not equipped to live this life that he is stepping into in Petal Grove. And so in the Warren, I should say. And so I think that in a couple nights, Percy kind of in the middle of the night slips out and puts his little he puts his stuff in his trunk, and he makes his way back to Mitten Hill, where he just he knows how things work and there aren't such consequential decisions to make and stuff like that.
Evil green rabbits.
Yeah, and he leaves a little gift for everyone in his party, something that means something to a joke that Percy shared with Lapine, and something that references a conversation Percy and Kepler had. And I think Percy might be kind of scared of Broomstick, but has love in his heart, and so would have also left something for Broomstick, and then just kind of makes his way. So I think we just see him plodding along, making his way back to Mitten Hill.
So Kepler, we see in a repurposed tunnel from what was once the Warren of Petal Grove. And we see that it's jammed up in most spots. So it's just a thin structure. And he and two very small, a baby chipmunk and a baby rabbit, are assisting him in his experiments of trying to melt down glass and reshape it. And we see him talking through it. It's not successful at first. They've not learned to control fire, but they're trying. but he's like telling them to take notes on things, and we see them trying to write things down, just made out of the letters that spell "You are my best friend."
Amazing.
And then the two little ones eventually go home, and he goes down to get a snack, and he brings some like what seems to be trash from the humans' wish festival, and then goes down to another repurposed former tunnel and finds a scarred but happy Robbie the Weasel hanging out. And then the two of them laugh and have a great dinner before Kepler heads home to the new Warren.
It's amazing.
So glad there's a happy ending for Robbie.
Yeah.
It's a good reveal.
That is a good reveal. He did survive the fire explosion. So before I do like my closing kind of like scene, the one thing I want to do for this game, which is a special move in the Warren game, which is called Time Goes By. It says, when months or seasons pass, roll the dice. As a group, decide which die represents births and which represents deaths. Add rabbits to the Warren according to the birth die and subtract rabbits from the Warren according to the death die. So I wanted to do this just because I've never done it before. I've never completed like a story of a Battle of a Warren. So do you guys want me to roll the 2 die? And
what
then
kind of dice are they?
D6s.
Oh. Yeah, you can just roll.
Doesn't seem
That's
very bad with the amount of rabbits you guys have, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got a 6 and a 3, and I want to show off my dice because they are cute dice. Oops.
So cute. So we decide after you roll which represent
Death
Okay.
or birth.
Well, we did establish that Broomstick got a lot of rabbits killed in his illegal dueling club.
It was not
True.
illegal. There
So
were
at
no
least-
laws about it. It was
It is now
murky.
illegal.
Yes, that is a better way to
Extra
put it.
legal, yeah.
Yes.
So I'm saying that's the 6 deaths.
I think so.
Okay, and then the 3 births. And I think so then for the end of this story of the Warren of Petal Grove, this series of seasons, time passes, the snow melts, and we see the rabbits of Warren who've decided to move on with Cloud. Kind of like, I see it as like an anime like drawing. It's like a storybook drawing where you see like little rabbits just like kind of going across the land to a new place. And then the last thing we see is in the old Warren, the time goes on and some walls are falling and crumbling. And at one point, the wall, we see a tunnel collapse, and in it, there's a stone room that there is like depictions of like a flower grove carved on the wall. And then we see a woman who is standing with her hands spread out with a beaming, like a glowing sun above it. And then the camera cuts to black, and then credits roll.
Mysterious.
That's a nugget for another game.
Ooh.
Oh yeah. That rules.
Ooh, yay! Great job, everyone.
Yay.
Sounds
A lot of fun.
Good job,
Yes.
everyone.
God, I love the whole roller coaster of that. I had no idea what would happen. It was so good. I love where it went. Wonderful. I loved it. Thank you guys so much for playing. It was a great time.
Thank you
Thank
for
you.
running.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Amber. That was awesome.
That was
Yeah.
a lot of fun.
Oh, I'm so glad. Okay, so we'll go around and we will say goodbye, and you can tell people where they can find you online or what you're up to these days. Let's go ahead and start with, I think, I can't remember who I did that. Let's just do Rudy.
Hey, cool. Yeah. I'm on Twitter at Rudy Basso. I'm the mom for Dames and Dragons, the 5th edition Actually Play podcast that is great. So head to damesanddragons.com to learn more about that. On Monday nights on twitch.tv/koboldpress at 7 o'clock, I'm DMing a game called Order Up, which is about the staff of a restaurant and the fun, wild hijinks that they get up to in a fantasy world. It's good fun. Also, Kobold Press is doing a Kickstarter called Vault of Magic right now, and I think I'm going to be a guest designer for it for a magical item, which is pretty exciting. So you can check that out. Just go to Kickstarter and search Kobold Press, and my dumb magic item will be up there soon. It is very silly. So,
I
hooray!
love silly magic items,
Yeah,
though.
it talks to
Ah.
you because that's the kind of item I want
Hell yeah.
to make.
I love talking items. It's so fun for the GM
It
to,
is,
to
yeah.
be the voice of an MP. Yeah, I love it. Let's go with Sally. Sally, hi.
Hi, I'm Sally, and you can follow me on Twitter at Sally T. And you can listen to my podcast, which is called Oh, I Like That. It is not about tabletop role playing games, tabletop rabbit playing games, but it is a fun show to listen to. And Amber designed the logo for it, which is really good.
I loved working on it. What's the most recent topic of Oh, I Like That right now?
We actually did a special episode about so my co-host Rachel ended up getting COVID, and so we did a Q&A. She's okay, but like we did a Q&A where I like interviewed her about it. But we've done episodes on a whole bunch of stuff. We've done like we did like a year in review. We recommended a bunch of stuff from 2020, like stuff we really liked. We talked about like gift giving etiquette, and like the Am I the Asshole subreddit, gift questions. We've talked about like getting through winter in the pandemic. It's like all like, things we like, sometimes things we don't like. It's a good time. A lot of recommendations for things.
That podcast improved my life because it suggested that I improve my lighting. So I got this fancy like orb lamp.
Wait, is that from IKEA?
It is.
I have that
is,
same
yeah.
exact lamp in my room. That was one of the things
Did
I bought
Sally
for my
tell
new
you
house.
to get it?
We
in
got
her
one
podcast?
too. Yeah.
But we all just have incredible taste, I guess.
We all do have a really good taste.
I gotta get a new lamp.
Oh, I gotta go to IKEA. I gotta get an orb.
Get some meatballs,
Hell
too.
yeah.
Hell yeah.
And if
They'll
you
just
get
send it to
like
you on
if
the
you
mail.
get a smart bulb, you can make it like glow in fun colors. It's really cool.
I got one somewhere.
There'll be no
Okay,
Internet of
well,
Things in
orb.
this apartment, Sally.
Oh yeah, sorry. Not I was talking to you or I was talking to everyone else.
Let's go with Ray next.
Yeah, I'm Ray. It's been great playing with y'all. And now I will disappear.
Ray fades away into the night.
Yeah, I'll be hiding out underground with Robbie.
Until there's another game. You disappear in between streams.
Until I'm needed again. And I'll be back to play fun games. Yeah, it's great playing. Thanks, guys.
And then last but not least, Kat.
Hello. I forgot what we were all saying. I got so absorbed in what everyone else was saying.
Talking
I'm
Talking about
Kat.
lamps.
We're talking about lamps. I've got a lamp behind me that came from my grandmother. I think it was made in like 1950.
Whoa.
It's
Lovely.
a great lamp. Yeah. Anyway, I'm the DM of the Dames and Dragons podcast. Rudy is our mom, our manager of management, and is making our Twitter a better and better place. So follow us on Twitter at Dames and Dragons, or no, Dragon Dames.
Yes.
We're not. That's a whole thing. So at Dragon Dames, if you like D&D actual play podcasts about a bunch of teenage weirdos who get in way over their heads on an epic adventure with the homebrew world that I made up and am continuing to make up as we go, with deep and rich lore and lots of weird jokes, you'll love this podcast. You can find me personally at KAZZBOTZ, that's Kazbots, on Twitter. And I post about the things that I'm cooking mostly. I made a really good stew.
Oh.
Nice.
Powerful broth. I used some chicken stock that I made for the broth, so it had very good mouthfeel.
Hell yeah.
Oh my goodness, I need to eat. I'm like, oh man, it's
I'm
time for my
so
dinner.
hungry right
Anyway,
now.
Same.
Anyway, I just wanted to say real quick though, like, Kat, your like world lore stuff is what inspired me to start doing my like Ryutama lore stuff, and I've been developing a like whole codex and lore thing for my Ryutama campaign. Which, hi, I'm Amber. I was the GM at Rocket Orca, is where you can find me on Twitter, geekspected.com, for all of the podcasts, and the Warren of Petal Grove will be coming out as a podcast, but it deeply ties with my ongoing campaign of Ryutama, Book of Summer, and Book of Spring. So if you want to check that out and see the larger world that the Warren was set in, I say check it out, because I've had a lot of fun playing around with it. And with that, I say goodbye.
Bye.
There, everybody.